What's up, everybody from Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you listen to us from? My name is Pedro Doñez, and today I have my good friends Zach Lewis and Bobby Coulter. Today we are the Red Wedding Crashers. It's our Game of Thrones talk show where we're just going to be talking nothing but Game of Thrones. We're doing this to get prepared for Season 7. We're going to be talking about doing a trailer breakdown about the latest trailer for Season 7, which is Trailer 2. We're going to do a breakdown of that, and then we're going to get into like predictions of how we feel Season 7 is going to be and like what we hope to see for Season 7.
And basically, like, how the show will go after this is each week we'll, like, recap, because obviously it starts this week. So basically we'll recap, like, the episode that happened. We'll talk, like, full spoilers and everything. And then we'll talk about, like, the preview for the next week, what we see, like, what we think's going to happen, storylines, how we think they're going to play out, maybe some theories, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And our first thing today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing our trailer breakdown. Game of Thrones Season 7, hashtag Winter is Here, Trailer 2. All right, so you guys ready to break down this trailer?
Yeah, let's
Oh, God, yeah.
let's pull it up. I'm going to pull it up over here. And, yeah, we're pretty much just going to do, just like how we did, like, The Last Jedi trailer when that came out. We're just going to, like, sort of go through it, like, almost, like, shot by shot.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was not here for the Last Jedi thing when you guys did it, so...
Yeah, so basically we're just gonna go in, like shot by shot of the trailer. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to, afterwards, we'll discuss.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, so we start off the trailer here. We see Sansa, walking in slow motion. She's obviously outside of Winterfell because you have that. What's that like? It's not a redwood tree, weirwood tree. It's the thing that Bran looks into. Yeah. It's like it's like the old gods that they worship outside. So it's cool. Obviously, we know that she's going to be a big part of it. Then immediately we see a shot of the wall opening. And now this is where it gets interesting. Because you see that shot right there?
Yes.
It looks to me like it's Mira with Bran, because you sort of see the sled there, but then immediately in the next shot we see Jon Snow. So it sort of makes it look, but I think that's two completely different times.
I believe so too. I was about to say, I think they purposely did that as like a misdirection thing.
Yeah.
Kind of just be like, okay, like, because they're not going to show you too much, obviously.
Yeah. But what's really interesting about this shot of Jon is that he's not in the garb that he had back in Season 6, where we saw him in, like, the whole finale there.
Yes.
He's almost in that, like, wildling-style clothing he wore back in, like, Season 3. So it looks to me like he's beyond the wall. So I'm not sure what would cause them to go beyond the wall and sort of, like, territory they don't need to go in. But if nothing else, it does sort of confirm that Bran and Jon will cross paths, whether it's him going that way or them coming down, because we sort of see them there at the wall.
I think what it probably is I don't really think there's any reason for him to go beyond the wall. Beyond the wall at this point, I think is done. I think because that after Hardhome, it's pretty much like it's the dead. It's the dead and Bran, and then what's the uncle?
Benjen.
Yeah,
but Jon doesn't even know about that.
Yeah, and he doesn't know about Benjen, and Benjen's stuck beyond the wall.
Yeah,
He can't go past.
So it's really interesting to me, like, what would cause Jon to go beyond the wall. But we'll get back. We'll go through the trailer and we'll sort of circle back to what we think.
I think he might just be going north, and it's getting so cold.
Yeah, it could be, because you see the mountains, too. The thing that throws me off about that, though, is the clothing he's wearing, because it's not like that typical Winterfell Northern clothing, that Stark clothing he's wearing. It's like, very wildling-like.
True, but remember that, the whole time the Starks were saying winter is coming. Now that it's here, maybe, who knows? Maybe they got
we weren't prepared.
Yeah, maybe they got the nice stuff out now. Who knows?
Yeah, so then you see... what looks... I'm not sure if that crowd there is King's Landing or if it's Casterly Rock. Because you see the Lannister banners hanging down. I want to say it's King's Landing, because obviously we know how Season 6 ends with the Lannisters and all that.
I think it's King's Landing.
Yeah, but it does look like we will be getting Casterly Rock this season as well, which is really cool because they've been talking about it, but we haven't seen it in the show yet. The next thing we get is Cersei. And then we go immediately into Daenerys. So it really shows, like, the two sides that are going to be the main conflict here, because I believed from the beginning that this season's going to be more, like Cersei versus Daenerys, that sort of thing, and then next season will be mostly the White Walker stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much with
the White Walkers.
I mean, Yeah, I think we're gonna see stuff with the White Walkers. I mean, you see it in the trailer. We
Yeah.
see stuff with like Bran and them all in the North.
Yeah,
And
but
I feel like the major conflict for the North in this is going to be Sansa and Peter Baelish screwing with Sansa's head and turning her against
Trying
Jon.
to, yeah, exactly.
I
You're
think
gonna
that's-
have that sort
Yeah,
of,
and then little bits of Bran, and that's
yeah.
pretty much it. And like Arya and the Hound and all of them above the wall, or up,
which we
heading
do
north.
see later here. But what's really interesting about the shot is Daenerys is at that battle table that Stannis had, and it really mirrors a shot that you're going to see here in a little bit, because she's at that table, and then we get that still looks like it's Dragonstone in the next shot. That might be them arriving at Dragonstone. I'm not sure where else the ships would be, or it could be someone else. Maybe it's Gendry, who just made a big circle and winded up back at Dragonstone. We don't really know. So yeah, not really too much to talk about there. And then immediately you get some money shots. You get Arya riding in on the horse, which is awesome. And then you have that sort of duality because then it switches immediately to that back shot of Jaime.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is an awesome shot as he's walking, which is clearly King's Landing. And then we get Peter Baelish, which I know
Yes.
that's what you said. You think
That
we're
is-
going to get a lot of...
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest for the North. That's going to be the biggest conflict. It's going to be more centered around Cersei, like you said, Cersei versus Daenerys.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is, they started building that up right toward the end of season 6.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew immediately.
Yeah, because
like,
he's going to try to get in her head.
Yeah, exactly, and in her pants.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also true.
Since, he's been trying that since season 1.
Yeah,
And so...
I have like a
Yeah, go ahead.
I have like a love-hate relationship with Peter Baelish's
With
character.
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love Littlefinger.
Oh,
He
yeah,
is-
Littlefinger
He is a genius
is-
character. He's just such a smart character.
He's
You
one of
don't
those
see it.
characters that, like, you either, like, love to hate him or you hate to love him. Like, you're not really sure which one.
Yeah.
Because, like, you gotta respect, like, the game he's playing because he's done, like, almost virtually everything in the show. Like,
yeah.
like, virtually everything that happened because of him. So it's really cool. And it's just really, it's going to be really interesting if he can get inside of Sansa's mind
Yeah.
to sort of turn her against him.
It seems like it definitely seems like he's going to. Especially you'll see it later on at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
You'll hear we won't get into it, but you can tell like she's going to be very conflicted.
Yeah.
Like throughout this, I think the entirety of this season.
Yeah, exactly. And so then we get Daenerys walking on Dragonstone, which it looks like that's one thing that's bugging me a little bit is that we waited so long for Daenerys to leave Meereen and she was just sort of sitting around there. Then
Yeah.
end of last season she leaves, you're like, oh awesome, she's going to Westeros, but then she goes on Dragonstone where she's gonna sit around there some more. So like I just hope they don't sort of like tread water with Daenerys because like it looked
Yeah.
like she was finally gonna get interesting. But then also sticking with Daenerys here is she walks into what looks like the throne room of Dragonstone because it was the
Yes.
ancestral seating house of House Targaryen for a long time too. And then you get the awesome shots with the dragons on Dragonstone.
Yes, of course. Which are the as you said, the big money shots.
Yeah,
you know?
the big money shots followed immediately by Peter Dinklage. You get Tyrion in there.
Uh-huh.
Also on Dragonstone. So yeah, it does look like the majority of the season she's going to be set on Dragonstone, but we know there's some other stuff here. Like right here with Theon, you can see the sort of fire, like embers falling around him, which really point to that being part of another scene that you'll see later on here. So then right from that, you go into Grey Worm. And then you get, Brienne, Podrick, the Hound. And now you get this battle. And this looks really cool, because this looks like straight Lannister army versus Dothraki / the Unsullied.
Yes.
Which is going to be awesome.
Awesome.
It's
It is
going to
going
be
to
just
be
awesome.
awesome.
It's going to be so conflicted, because, like, I love Jaime. Like, I just love his character. And to see him going up against, like, this army, like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
like, all right, like, I want them, like, I want Daenerys' side to win this battle, but I want Jaime to be okay, like, at the same time.
Yeah, my attitude toward it is like, I want Jaime to be okay, but the rest of the army, screw it, because I don't like Cersei.
Yeah,
you know?
I like
I
Cersei.
respect Cersei. I don't like her.
After
I
the season
respect her.
finale, I like Cersei.
I like
Yeah.
Cersei, but I won't be mad if she dies. That's
And
my
she's
whole
going
thing.
to.
See, we'll get into sort of death predictions at the end of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But now next is where it gets interesting, because I pointed out that shot of Theon before,
Uh-huh.
with the fires. This next shot, you get this shot. It looks like it's part of Daenerys' fleet. It's just on fire.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the same scene. Now you sort of cut into a bunch of different things. Like you had a daytime shot of that Lannister battle, along with some crows here, then the Night King. And now that shot's really interesting. I just sort of went by it kind of quickly. But to go back, it's Bran in a wheelchair outside of Winterfell, and it looks like Davos is sitting in front of him.
Yes.
So like we said at the beginning of the trailer, it looks like them arriving at the wall, and so that might happen early. Then he can just get to Winterfell and just sort of be like that Charles Xavier type with them, you know, because he's just gonna be sitting in the wheelchair by like the weirwood tree.
Yeah.
So then we'll get that. Then you get that awesome shot of Beric Dondarrion with the flaming sword.
Flaming sword.
Which is really cool
It's so great
because
to
of
see
like
him back.
lore
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones with the flaming sword and all that. And obviously he's not going to be the person that
No.
we think like will be like the, you know, like the quote unquote like chosen one of the series.
Yeah,
Azor Ahai.
but it's still great to see him back.
Exactly.
You know?
And it was really cool to see him last season for that episode.
Yeah.
And obviously the Hound joining up with him, who we saw earlier. And now you get a whole bunch of Greyjoy ships. Now, this is what we don't know. Because Daenerys, she teamed up with Theon and Yara.
Yes.
And they had Greyjoy ships. They had the banners and everything. But these all are Greyjoy ships. So that might be Euron.
I think it is Euron because they make a very, very blatant point to tell you last season that he is going to build her the largest fleet she's ever seen.
Yes.
And honestly, he doesn't give a shit about Theon or...
No, because he even says, like,
Exactly.
oh, let's go murder my
he doesn't care
niece
about
and
them.
nephew.
His attitude is they're in the way.
Yeah.
He wants to present these ships, and what I feel like is he'll learn that they gave the Theon and what's his sister's name?
Yara.
I always forget her name. Yara pretty much sided with
It's
Daenerys.
something else in the books. I forget what it is in the books. Asher or something
Yeah,
like that. But.
and I've been saying it since the season finale. He's going to offer those ships to Cersei. I'm calling it. He's going
You
to
think
offer.
He's going to team up with her.
I think he's going to team up with Cersei as a way because Theon and Yara already asked for like safe haven from Euron.
And Cersei does need a new husband.
She needs a new
because
husband,
she's-
and she needs
like she does have the throne, but
Yeah.
they're going to be like, all right, well, you still need to give us more heirs because obviously she doesn't have any children left.
Yeah, well, yeah, unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately. I never liked any of the kids. But I think not only that, and you hear when Euron says his plans for Daenerys are to marry her, and then, who cares? I can kill her at that point
Yeah,
and take
he
the
said
throne.
he's going to seduce her with
Yeah.
his ships, and then he's going to give her his, and I quote, big cock.
Yeah, I believe that's the proper term.
Yes.
So I believe that he's going to realize he's going to either figure it out or there's going to be some sort of conflict where he sees the Greyjoy ships with Daenerys.
Yeah.
And he'll say, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to King's Landing.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see,
And it's really interesting because it brings me back to that like sea battle that it looks like with like the fire with Theon and all that.
Yes.
How awesome would it be to have like that Greyjoy versus Greyjoy like sea battle? Maybe some dragons mixed in there because how could that fire be there?
Yeah.
We don't know. And then you get the shot of, and as Bobby, like the fucking prophet he is, if you look,
Indeed.
you see those ships sailing towards King's Landing. Now at just like regular view, you might think that, oh, it's Daenerys and them coming in, but it's really cool because like the Greyjoy like logo is on them, but it's like reversed because like I don't want to say they tried to hide it because it's in literally the shot before.
Yeah.
But that does point to Euron sort of, if it is him sailing up to King's Landing, being like, hey,
Yeah.
Cersei, look what I got you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, wed me. Yeah, I will marry you. We can keep he might even present a case to keep the Lannisters' name in line, but give him power and use his ships,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden
Yeah,
now
'cause
he holds.
I mean, Euron, like,
the world
with
is
how
his
much the
feet.
Greyjoys have just been shit on for forever, he might be like, hey, listen, I don't even want the throne. Just give me, like, the Riverlands, because
Yeah.
Walder Frey just died.
Exactly.
And that's right by the Iron Island. So he might be like, hey, give me the Riverlands, and I'll give you all these ships, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Give him a reason to have more power.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants. And I honestly don't even think he'll settle for that. I think he'll just present the ships and let her know, listen, a storm's coming, and this is your best shot here. So he has her in a vice, and Cersei, while very egotistical, she's not stupid.
Oh, yeah,
and
she's
she'll
one
realize.
of the smartest characters in the show.
And she'll realize, you know what? I can use this.
Yeah.
And why not take him up on his offer? Yeah, he's nuts. He's, a whack job. but he's
Got
presenting
a
you
crazy mustache.
yeah, exactly, with a wacko mustache, but he's presenting you with this incredible fleet. You have to take it. You have no choices
Yeah.
at this point,
Yeah, so moving on, then we get more of the Unsullied army, and then you get this money shot of them fighting. And now
Yeah.
this is what I think is Casterly Rock, because it shows them coming in to there, and then obviously you see Daenerys. Then it sort of cuts to this battle, which. So yeah, then you get this awesome shot of, obviously, just another money shot of Jaime Lannister, my favorite character, just riding into battle, or like during a battle. I guess it's not really in the battle.
He's riding during.
It looks
a
like
battle.
battle in progress at this point with all the fire and everything, and just that mean ass look on his face. And like I said, like I'll be just heartbroken if he dies. So I don't care if Daenerys just like completely trumps the Lannisters and everything. Just keep Jaime alive.
Yeah.
Just keep him alive. And I think that Tyrion being on her side will help that, because he'd be like, all right, just don't kill my brother.
Yeah, exactly. Because how many times has Jaime saved Tyrion?
Yeah, and she might think,
Tyrion
oh, well,
is overdue to hook up Jaime
Yeah.
at least once.
and she might do that sort of thing, like, oh well, he did kill my father, but Barristan Selmy did sort of tell Daenerys, like, hey, your father was crazy.
Yeah, your father was a whack job.
Yeah, so I feel like
they
she
called
won't.
him the Mad King.
Yeah, exactly. So then obviously you get more of explosion. Then you got your boy Tormund fighting there.
Ah, yes, Tormund. I love me some Tormund.
Tormund Giant's Bane, and now you get this shot, which is just absolutely incredible. Dothraki riding in the battle. Looks like it could be the same battle. You get the dragon there. I'm not sure if it's Drogon or one of the other ones. But probably all three of them will be there. And that's just really cool to see. Then you get another shot of Yara and Theon looking up, which sort of points to them being involved in that sea battle
Yes.
with probably Euron, which a sea battle
Would be awesome.
would be awesome. Just be awesome. Then obviously here it is. Then you get the fire flying at the ship. You get more shots of the Lannister soldiers. You get the North. You get it's Missandei and Grey Worm, I believe that is,
Yep.
kissing there, which is cool. Then you get Tyrion. Some more flashes. They get like Jon Snow, Davos in there. Then you get Jon Snow fighting a White Walker.
Which is just
So
and they throw that in there so quick.
Yeah, so quick.
that you don't even realize. You have to go back and
Yeah.
rewatch. Be like, wait, what? Oh shit!
And
that's the White Walker.
that does point to, unless Castle Black has fallen and they're already in the north, that does also point to them being beyond the wall.
Yes.
So we're still not sure why they're up there.
Which I hope, and I know Game of Thrones is better than this, but if the White Walkers in the Army of the Dead are either going to go through the wall or overcome the wall, they better show it.
Yeah.
We better not have some
they
bullshit
will.
where Jon Snow rides up to Castle Black and all of a sudden it's all fucked up.
There's
and
just,
a
like,
White
no
Walker
wall,
there.
you know?
Yeah, like we need, as crazy and as intimidating as that would be, knowing, oh god, these things are around us everywhere now. You have to show
Yeah.
that. You have to show the castle and show the wall fall. They made
Yeah.
such a big deal out of it through this entire show.
Uh-huh.
You have to show it.
Yeah, and I definitely
I think
we
they
will.
will.
And
Yeah.
then we get shots of horses on fire. We're not quite sure if that's the Daenerys battle. It does look like, because that is a Dothraki. If you sort of like freeze frame it there, you do see like the sickle, that the weapon they use. So it does look like it's the same battle. So a lot of fire involved in that battle, but there are dragons, so it makes sense. And you get more Dragonstone. And then
Yes.
you get some more fighting here. Looks like the sea battle. Then you get the awesome shot of Drogon just sort of chilling there.
Which is just, oh my god. Any shot of these dragons.
Every season, they just look better and better.
And not only do they look better and better, but they just look scarier and
Yeah.
scarier. Like, they look more and more realistic, and you have to think in your head, like, could you imagine... Like, the moment I had was season 6, was when they're in Marine, and the slavers come up to attack, and Drogon just crashes down in front of them.
Yeah.
It's right before the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
have
yeah.
that thought in your head, like, could you imagine...
Yeah, on the pyramid, he just sort of
being
lands.
one of those slaver guys and just
That's
seeing
it.
this
I'm throwing
damn-
my sword down.
Yeah,
you know?
I would immediately walk over and be like, yo, I'm with you. Like, I am with you.
be like, yeah, Daenerys Stormborn,
Yeah.
kill these
yeah,
slavers.
kill them.
freedom.
Kill them. I will give you my ships. I'll give you whatever you want. That thing is scary.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. And
It
just
is-
that is like
The effects are unreal.
it's almost crazy to think, like, what could possibly stop 3 dragons in a battle? You know, like
Yeah.
what can you do against
if you
that?
read the books, there's a spoiler up ahead that
Yeah.
could be something crazy in a sea battle, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, they're
But-
like we'll get into that in like the
Yeah.
theory section, you know. But that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So then it sort of ends here. You see that circle of them, and to me it looks like they're back to back.
Yes.
So to me, it looks like they are surrounded on all sides.
Uh-huh.
And then you obviously get far north pictures of, I'm not sure if that's Benjen or just like a dead body on that horse.
Yeah, I think it might be Benjen.
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
I feel like they're not going to just bring back Benjen for one episode and never go back to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they might. Look at Gendry. Like, what happened to the poor guy?
he might show up. We don't know.
I'm calling it. He's going to show up at the end. He's going to take the Iron Throne. I'm calling it Gendry all the way. I'm putting money on it.
So it obviously looks like they're just in Schitt's Creek right now, back to back, far north.
To quote The Walking Dead, they are neck deep up Shit Creek
with their mouths
wide open.
Wide open. And so then obviously, then you get the awesome shot of Jon just staring down everyone, similar to the Battle of the Bastards. And then you get Sansa's whole if like the lone wolf dies, the pack survives speech.
Yes, which I believe is definitely Peter Baelish getting in her head.
Yeah.
And she's probably, I doubt she's saying that to Peter Baelish. I think she might be saying that to someone else.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense for her to be saying it to Peter Baelish, because Peter Baelish is the one putting it in her head.
Uh-huh.
So I think she's talking to somebody else. Maybe another Stark.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could be someone like Arya or Bran. We don't know.
Making a point.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah.
funny. If you really, if you remember, Arya hasn't seen Sansa since season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Arya hasn't seen anyone since season 1.
Yeah.
The last thing she saw was her dad's head roll.
Yeah.
Like it just rolled off into a bucket.
And then she saw she saw Rob's body with the
yes.
wolf head on it.
Yes. I forgot about that.
But yeah, that's it. Like
But
that's
the last
all they
living
saw.
relative.
Yeah, was her father's head.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
I feel honestly like I remember at the end of last season, I just remember thinking, I'm like, man, Arya has become like the most badass, fucked up character in the whole show. And then I remember what they've put this poor girl through for the entirety of the show. I'm like, you know what? I don't blame her for, spoiler alert, cooking Walter Frey's kids and feeding it to him.
Yeah.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, it's one of those iron sharpen iron things.
Exactly.
So yeah, obviously she's been through a lot, but it's molded her. And yeah, that's the end of the trailer there. So just
Awesome
Pedro.
trailer,
Yeah,
by the
awesome
way.
trailer.
Awesome trailer.
And we'll start with Pedro because Bobby and I were sort of taking most of the breakdown there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So like, what are just like your initial thoughts on the trailer and just like what really stands out to you?
Obviously, my favorite character of the whole show is Jon Snow, right? And so I'm looking forward to his scenes. I hope he lives through season 7. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make it up until season 8. But regardless of that, I'm looking forward to mostly just the battle scenes. I'm wondering like how it's all gonna play out, and whether or not which big characters are gonna die off in this season, because there's no Game of Thrones show without an important character just dying off.
Yeah,
out
and
of nowhere.
it's crazy because like the cast is really thinning down after the season finale last year.
After this finale, I remember we were talking about it for like 10 minutes of how like they killed like
they killed like half the cast.
they killed like 2/3 of the major cast in 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Last season, in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, so
unreal.
And I think the reason they did that was so that they're sort of going to group people up together now, so they really only have like 3 storylines instead of flipping like back, and you have the smaller ones like the Hound and all that'll sort of like tie in.
Yeah, you like the Hound, and you have I'm terrible with the names. The older woman, her daughter, the Tyrells, like they're in the South.
Oh
and
yeah,
and they're talking about like they're in the South, and they're talking about
Marjorie's grandmother.
Yeah, and they're talking about letting Daenerys in through the South and stuff like that. So we're gonna see little ones.
Yeah, we're gonna see them like we have like 3 main storylines now. It's the North, it's Daenerys and King's Landing. And it's really going to help them all progress. You're really going to get a lot of screen time for each character now, which is really cool. Instead of being like, all right, we've had Cersei for 5 minutes. Now get those 5 minutes of Arya in.
Yeah, now let's not see the Hound for 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
we didn't see the Hound for like 15 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But now that he's back, I hope he's back for more.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But he's one of those characters that I don't care how much or little he's in, because every time he shows up, it's
he's
just
perfect.
Like, oh yeah,
he's perfect.
It's just like you're shit at dying, you know that? It's just like he's great. He's fucking great.
But I agree with you, Pedro. Yeah, you can never tell with Game of Thrones. It's hell, who knows? We might first episode in, Jon Snow might die. I mean, he's not gonna. But
he's not gonna. I would be very surprised.
He's safe, but you know what I mean. They could kill off anyone that's not like Jon or Daenerys at any moment.
Or Tyrion.
You gotta
throw him in there.
Well,
Or
I was-
Sansa, because she's just been through too much.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was, I think out of everybody, I can see Tyrion dying in this season.
Really?
Out of everybody, like probably not like early, probably definitely like at least the last episode, I can see Tyrion dying.
All right. Well, what we'll do at the end is we'll each pick someone to die, and like whoever dies first, that person will win. We'll do that at
Yeah.
like the very end.
Okay. Okay.
But like none of us can pick the same person.
Right.
So we'll really have to figure out who goes first. But regardless of the fact is, I think this season is going to be awesome. What's really, really cool about it is the episode length, because you sort of get like the regular like 50 minutes, 59, 51, and then like the last 3 episodes are like 80 minutes, 85 minutes,
Oh,
90
man, I
minutes.
can't
You
wait.
know?
Yeah.
Like they're like movie length, like the last like 3 or 4 episodes of this.
And I think the last 3 or 4 episodes of this are going to be just batshit balls to the wall.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's going to be insane.
insane.
It's going to be absolutely insane. And like this season, now I know Game of Thrones, they sort of, in all of their trailers, they look really action packed. Even the show isn't really like that. But I feel like this season we're going to get a lot more action than we're used to with Game of Thrones, just because of everything's coming to a head finally.
Yeah, everything is built up pretty much to the moment that the last 2 seasons here are pushing for. And I think without a doubt, yeah, it's one of the first times that it will honestly be a very action-packed and action-heavy, dramatic and tense season.
Yeah.
Now, how many episodes are there for season 7?
It's 7 in season 7, and then 6 in season 8.
Okay, so
But the budget is still the same.
Yeah.
So
they
the
have more.
budgets for these episodes is massive. Is like colossally big.
Yeah.
And it
Now-
needs to be.
Yeah, I think they have over 100 million for the 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is
Damn,
like
that's
insane for
insane.
television. Insane for television.
yeah. Now, do you think episode 6 for season 7 will be our quote unquote episode 9? Because usually episode 9 is where like shit really goes down.
Yeah, I believe so, but I feel like this could sort of take the turn that last season did, where 9 and 10 are both just like really
Right,
intense
yeah.
and really
Yeah.
good.
I think honestly, I think I'm calling it now. I'm saying because of the length of the episodes, the last 3 episodes I think are just going to be complete chaos.
Yeah, it
That's what I'm
does. It
saying.
does look like
It
that.
seems like at the third to last
what's
episode is
crazy
going to be
is
the build up
even,
and
like,
start of it, and
in-
it's just going to roll downhill.
Even in the finale, even in Wins a Winner last year, the final episode, there wasn't too much action in it, but it
No.
was so good. Like I think it's my favorite episode of the entire show, just because of how good every little bit of it is, and how tense obviously you have with like that opening scene with
Yeah.
Cersei and all that. That's just amazing. But I really want to get into like predictions here. We'll do the death thing at the end, but just we'll go Pedro, you first. Like, do you have any like big predictions for this season? Like how you think things are gonna go?
I try not to think too much of it because I like to get surprised.
Yeah,
but,
and
you know,
that's why I don't look up any like set things or anything going on.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to really know anything. You know.
exactly.
Agreed.
There are
Yeah,
some
agreed.
things that are unavoidable that you hear and you're just like, oh, okay, well that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We really won't go into those here because out of like respect for anyone that doesn't know them, so everyone's surprised. But just like
Yeah.
like your thoughts on like predictions of where you think it's gonna go.
Well, I definitely do believe, while in context it sounds really weird if they do it, but in the world of Game of Thrones, if people don't have the knowledge of it, it could potentially happen. Is the storyline that maybe Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In context for us, that would be really weird because they could very well be, related to each other.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
spoiler.
Yeah, yeah.
You
they
didn't
are.
see season 6.
Yeah,
Oh no.
well, you shouldn't be watching it. We'll do a spoiler warning at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, that's one of the things that I'm very iffy about because that's widely accepted of what's going to happen at the end. They're sort of going to rule together and like be together and all that.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, like I like both characters, but the thing is, like, Targaryens went crazy because of all the years of like incestually banging and popping out kids, and we're like, all right, we're back in power. Let's incestually bang and pop out a kid. Like it's just like no.
I also think Game of Thrones is too gloomy to have such a nice cheery ending.
No, yeah.
Of 2 characters that everyone loves being fine.
No.
There's no way something is going to go south.
Yeah, and the actor who plays Jaime Lannister said that you can find the ending for Game of Thrones online. Out of like all the millions and millions of theories, he says the right one is out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I'd believe it.
Yeah,
I said the actor who plays Jaime Lannister because there's no way I'm pronouncing that name correct. Nicola, I can't even do it. I can't do it.
Nikola Tesla.
So, yeah.
That's not his name, by the way.
So
That's
any
a
other?
scientist.
Yeah, I know. So any other predictions, Pedro, before we head over to Bobby?
I mean, other than that, I know me and you talked about it earlier about whether or not if it's really Bran that's controlling everything. You know,
Yeah,
like,
because that is like some. I did hear like there's a theory going on. We'll talk about some theories now too about how. Because in Bran's vision last season, you see the Mad King saying "burn them all," and people are theorizing that like maybe he caused the Mad King to go crazy because of the White Walkers and like the whites, you have to like burn them and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really believe that. That I was talking to you about this the other day, Pedro. I feel like if they do it, that'd be something they touch on in the books, not really the
right?
show.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
It's not needed.
It's not needed. You don't need it for the books. That'd be really cool because the books it goes into so much detail and there's so much other stuff
Books
going
are
on.
way deeper
Yeah,
than the
and
show.
so
but
I
the
can
show
see
doesn't
them.
need to go that deep.
No.
The thing is, we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's the
Wrap
home
it up
stretch.
with a nice bow.
Exactly.
Don't complicate things. Don't get too crazy.
Which is why I wasn't mad when they said
know?
they're going to be shorter seasons, the last two.
Exactly. It's
Because
clean cut.
It's happens so much where a show just drags on for so long, and then it's not like, because Game of Thrones has been so neat and for the entire time, and it would really lessen the impact if they just really dragged everything on and waited. So the fact they're like, yeah, they're going to be shorter seasons, I was actually like, oh, I dig that, because they know their story, they know how it's going to work, and they're going to do it to the best way, which I really appreciate.
Exactly. I remember everyone was in an uproar about it, and honestly, I think it's the best. It's a better choice.
Yeah, even when they said it was
yeah.
going to take longer for the new season, I'm like, take
Same
your
thing.
time.
Yep.
Take your time. Make it as good as possible.
Yeah. Take your time with it. Honestly, I would rather, if don't draw a story out and drag it along for 10 episodes if you can tell it in 7.
Yeah.
If you can tell the story neater in 7, don't waste my time. Don't
Yeah.
waste, how many shows do that where there's just these filler episodes and it's like, my God, nothing happened. Like nothing happened in like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, but it's because they needed to fill, well, we have a contract to do this many episodes. And when I heard that they're like, nope, we're doing it in 7 and 6, I was one of the few people that was excited to hear it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that means that these episodes, it's no filler. It's go, go, go.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a 50-minute episode, every minute of that, those 50 minutes are all relevant.
And even last season, it was all like that too. Everything was important.
Yeah.
And even when you had the scenes of like Tyrion and Grey Worm Missandei like telling jokes, it was still a really good scene, and it set up something. That
exactly,
happened
and that's not filler. It shows, it's
character building.
Exactly, it adds, But
Yeah.
we're at a point where, you know what? We don't need to character build too extreme now. All the characters that for the most part are left, they know.
are so crazily developed.
Yeah, we know them, and that's why I think it's a good thing that they're shorter. We can just literally just get to the cut to the chase. Like we're finally getting to it. There's 2 seasons left, and there is a lot to tell still. But if they can do it short, sweet, and to the point, do it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't get crazy.
Yeah. So those are my predictions. So.
All right, and Bobby, do you have any specific predictions, or you just want to get into the theory that we were going to talk about earlier with Euron?
Well, I'll do some quick little prediction stuff.
Yeah.
Then we can shoot it to you, and then we'll go to the theory. Predictions: blood, chaos, carnage, gore. Probably a boob somewhere. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I don't think that's a
good.
prediction. I think we know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. I really don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I really don't want to go out of my way and make too many crazy predictions. But pretty much the only predictions that like I kind of feeling is like, I feel like, I don't know. I'm calling it just from the way it's looking. I'm thinking that we're gonna see, because I was saying beforehand, okay, the final episode is gonna be the White Walkers getting over the Night's King getting over the wall.
Yeah, they're getting over or getting
through it.
Yeah.
I think I'm predicting that's gonna happen earlier.
You think so?
I'm thinking it's gonna happen like third to last. I was saying ending of the last episode. I am saying third. I'm gonna say predicting third to last episode.
Or last episode, you think White
Third-
Walkers crossing over
Yep.
into Westeros?
Third to last or second to last episode, they are coming across, and that's why we see Jon and them up north. I don't think they're going to be over the wall.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think they're going to be back from the wall, watching the fucking shit show that is Castle Black coming
Yeah.
down and the wall going out. So that's my only solid predictions. I
Yeah.
think we're going to see that earlier because of this trailer. It's building it up that we're going to get some sweet White Walker action.
Yeah,
this
it looks
season.
like it. And well, we see John fighting one. But so basically, my main prediction here is that I feel like it's sort of gonna be, like Pedro said, John and Daenerys, they'll cross paths. I don't know if they'll get together like this season. I'm not gonna really get into that. But how I think it'll happen is basically I think Daenerys will go to Dragonstone and she'll send out ravens looking for allies.
Yeah.
And John will go to her or send like Davos or someone over to her and be like, hey, we'll help you, but we got a bigger problem to deal with here as well. And I think that the reason John goes into the far north, if they are, or that could be them crossing down, we don't know.
Yeah.
But if they do go into the far north, I believe it could be to sort of maybe find, I don't want to say like proof, but maybe find some like concrete like evidence or like something that they can like take to Daenerys, like this, like these things exist, this is how we fight them, you know, like you know, remember how they found the dragon glass?
Yes.
What if they go far
yeah.
north and they find like like a tomb or something that documents like here's what you have to do, here's the the legend and all that, something like that, then they take it over to Daenerys to be like, listen, this is real, you know?
Exactly.
So that would
yeah.
be
All of
really
a
where
sudden-
I would think it is.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, this becomes more than just the stories we've heard. This becomes, like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this, you know, it's not just the stories we've heard from every character, you know, throughout the show.
Yeah, so now we'll just bounce over to the theory. So we're not sure if this is even going to be in the show. It's in the books, but
It probably, I don't think it will
I don't
be.
think it will be.
It'd be cool if it was
We'll
surprise,
give like
though.
a slight spoiler warning here, just in
Yeah.
case. So we'll put something up on the screen, and then like once it's gone, then you'll know you're safe. But in the books, well, Euron Greyjoy, there are multiple Greyjoy brothers in the books, and they sort of combine them, Euron and Victorian, to make Euron Greyjoy in the show. But in the books, Euron has what's called a dragon horn.
Yes.
And basically-
which
Legend has it.
flips the entirety of the power of the show on its
should
ass.
it, yeah, should it exist in the show? And basically, what it is you blow into the dragon horn, and whoever blows into it dies, and it gives control of like the people that blew the horn over a dragon. Like the dragon just like obeys them, basically. Wow.
Yeah. You blow this horn, but if you blow the horn, I believe, isn't it, if you blow the horn, you die?
Yeah, you die,
You
yeah.
die, but the dragon becomes under your bidding.
Yeah, so this
Could
could
you
be. Can you
imagine?
imagine sort of Euron just like goes up to Dragonstone or even just meets them like in the sea.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
what I'm
like,
saying. Meets them in the
and
sea.
they're like, hey,
between
we have
Dragonstone
3
and King's
dragons,
Landing.
and he's like, no, you don't. And he gets one of his dudes to blow in the dragon horn. Then all of a sudden, like Drogon, the bigger of the 3, turns on the other 2. Then you got a conversation of like
then,
what's gonna happen.
Then all of
here.
a sudden, this goes from, oh, it's just Euron with some ships to, oh, it's Euron with maybe not Drogon, but with one of the others.
yeah, like Rhaegal or Viserion.
Yeah, like Rhaegal. And all of a sudden, what happens when that dragon now turns on Daenerys? And maybe, bold prediction, if this does happen in theory, takes out not Drogon, but the other smaller dragon.
yeah,
And now, Daenerys, you have to kill your own dragon.
and then you have one.
And you have one. And
Yeah.
you now make it to Westeros. Anytime we've seen a battle in Westeros, what it looks like, there's one dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
So
We only see the 3 on Dragonstone.
yes,
there.
on Dragonstone, and that's it. So if that's the little theory Zach and I were talking about. If they bring this in,
It's a game changer.
it completely changes everything people would be thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're thinking with that last shot of season 6 with all those ships and the dragons, she's gonna steamroll through this.
Ah, that's what it looks like.
And she would.
You're like, how?
She
Like, how are
absolutely
you gonna do it?
nothing. The Lannisters or the Starks, nothing they could do would stop that army.
No.
Except
unless they
Euron
take out a
pulls-
dragon or
yeah,
two.
unless Euron pulls some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it if it's explained and done well.
Uh-huh.
I would love to see it because it would completely it would do something that we wouldn't expect. It would throw Daenerys completely off her game.
Yeah.
And suddenly she would have to realize the whole show she's protecting these dragons. Now you have to kill one.
Uh-huh.
Because it killed one of your other ones, and now it's burning your ships and killing your people, and you're gonna lose a battle over it. And it's that messed up mind. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it happen.
It would be such an incredible scene because they haven't in the books they touch on it. Like they show you that he has it and all that. And then in the show, if he just sort of pulls it out, because people are like, "Oh, what's that, a horn?" And like people who know the books are gonna be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Your feet will go up onto the couch of like, no, don't do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that main theory. So yeah, we'll just drop the spoiler warning there. All right, you guys want to do the sort of death prediction game here?
Yeah,
who,
I'm down.
Like, who we think is gonna die first?
Yeah, we each pick one person, and whichever one of our three, and it has to be an actual like named character. You can't be like Dothraki Soldier 385. You know, like
Ah, damn it, that was my pick.
yeah, no. So
That
you
was
can't,
my pick.
can't do that. So basically, to pick who goes first, I'm gonna put three numbers 1 through 3 in a random number generator here.
Okay.
1 will be Pedro, 2 will be me, 3 will be you, Bobby. Whichever number they get to pick first.
Okay.
And the first one is number 3, which is Bobby. So Bobby, you get first pick over a character you think will die first.
Okay. So I have to pick a character that's gonna die earliest in the season.
Earliest in the season, yes.
Ooh, man, that's tough. I should have thought about this more. Earliest in the season. Who the hell do we have left? I'm going to get crazy here, and I'm going to say earliest on that's going to die. I'm going to throw out redemption moment for Theon Greyjoy.
You think Theon's gonna die?
I think Theon has done so much bad shit in this show.
Uh-huh.
I think in that battle, which looks like a water battle, a sea
Yeah.
battle by Dragonstone, I think he's gonna pull some crazy shit. And while it's not gonna save the battle, I think he's gonna save his sister.
Ah, that would be really nice. That'd be really good.
Because how much of the show?
I think that could work either way too. I think
Yeah,
Yara
it
could
could-
sacrifice herself.
I think Yara could sacrifice herself as well, but I think Yara recently has done so much to try to snap Theon back into being Theon.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be that redemption moment, sort of how he had with Sansa when he breaks her out. And he's going to have that other moment of like, this is it. This is my moment to save my sister and not be a shitty person.
Yeah.
And I love Theon. He's an asshole, but I love Theon. Ever since the torture thing that happened to him, I kind of like him.
It was one
He
of those
burned
things.
2 kids,
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
But
he
like-
burned 2 kids alive. It was one of those
And an
things
old
that
man.
when he was getting tortured at first, I'm like, well, you deserve this. Then afterwards, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Like
Once
I
you
don't,
see
I don't
him-
like him, but
Yeah.
I really felt bad for him, and I really
Exactly,
feel
yeah.
bad for him at times.
Yeah, I don't feel. Yeah, exactly. I feel bad for him. I don't like him, but I feel bad for him. And I think if anyone deserves a redemption moment early on in the season that isn't really super relevant, because what else is Theon gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
rule the Iron Islands. Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, he's
that's
just not built
gonna
for it.
happen. So I'm calling Theon.
That's a really good pick. I showed Bobby. I did the number, and we got
Yes,
number 2.
I was witness.
which is me. So I am next here. I have a couple different ways I can go about this. I have a few people that I think.
And don't pick Yara and just do the exact same thing I said.
No, I won't. I have a few people that I think will die this season. I'm just not sure which one goes first. It's tough. It's really tough, man. I'm gonna pick Grey Worm though,
That's a
I
really
can
good
see
pick.
that.
because him and Missandei, and it shows them kissing, and if we know Game of Thrones, they don't really let people be happy. So
That's
I
true.
feel like one of them will bite it, and I feel like Grey Worm's the one in battle, so he's like the obvious choice. And I feel like Missandei really does offer a lot in terms of like being like an aid to Daenerys and helping her out, like especially translating to the Dothraki and the Unsullied and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Grey Worm. He's my official pick. I'll get
Okay.
after Pedro picks. I'll say the other ones that I think might die though.
Okay.
Shit. You see, I was gonna pick Theon.
Yeah, I could tell by the verbal fucking fuck.
Yeah.
I think I heard come through your come through the microphone there.
Yeah. And I really don't want to cop out and say Theon's sister.
Yeah, Yara.
Fuck. But I think out of everybody, shit, the earliest. Damn, man. Do we have any idea if Melisandre is coming back?
She has to.
She rode south. That's the last we saw. I
guarantee
believe
she's
is going to
running into
happen.
the Hound.
I believe she's running into them because they
Beric.
follow the Lord of Light as well.
Yeah.
And Beric Dondarrion and Thoros of Mirror, he's a really good priest, so I feel like she'll sort of join up with them. But that's not confirmed. We haven't seen her in anything yet.
But I
Yeah.
guarantee you it's going to happen because I also believe that Arya has to meet up with the Hound again.
Yeah, she has to, and Melisandre's also on her list.
Exactly. And it brings all those characters together.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you want to go Melisandre, that's risky because we haven't seen her in anything, and we don't know for sure.
Yeah,
she shows
she's-
up.
I would say you're probably better off with, like, what the hell's the priest's name?
Thoros.
Yeah,
of
Thoros,
Mirror, I think,
yeah. So all of a sudden, if he dies, all of a sudden Beric is
They got
very
an opening.
Yeah, all of a sudden Beric is very vulnerable.
One job opening in your area.
I don't know if he's in the season, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him at some point because he was relevant, and we didn't see him die in season 6. But I know he's on his way. Is Jorah?
Oh, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about Jorah.
Yeah, because she's
Just like
like,
Daenerys. I
she's-
never realized he was around.
because she was like, yeah, you need to find a cure and go meet up with me. That's interesting because I do think he will show up this season. I really do.
Yeah.
He has to.
He
So,
has to.
That would be a really cool thing if he sort of shows up and sacrifices himself in a similar way that Bobby said he thinks Theon might.
I think that's a great pick.
That's a really good pick.
Because, yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, so we have our official picks. We have Theon Greyjoy.
Yes.
Who the hell did I pick? Oh, Grey Worm. and Pedro picked Jorah Mormont,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Can I change my pick to Ned Stark?
I believe he's gonna come back and then die.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come
Hey
back.
guys, guess
he's gonna
I'm still
come back.
alive.
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
Immediately gets beheaded.
Yeah, he's gonna come back, look directly into the camera, and say, "It's Brittany, bitch," and then get beheaded.
By Stannis' decapitated headless horseman.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I also
riding
heard
in
a theory
horse.
that Stannis is not dead because they didn't show his death on screen.
Oh,
That's
no,
what
he's dead.
Tony's
Yep.
been telling me that for 2 weeks.
Tony has been telling me that every damn day
Yeah,
for like
I
2
just
weeks.
I just rewatched season 6, and Brienne literally says like, "Yeah, I beheaded him," and she's like the most honorable character
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah,
she's
she
not gonna
wouldn't
lie.
lie about
Stannis
that
is
shit.
not
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, and she took a vow to protect Renly and to avenge him. So
Yeah.
number one, she would have had to broke that vow. And number two, she would have had to lie about it, and that's
Yeah.
just not Brienne's
And honestly, we don't, spoiler alert. What's Cersei's kid, Tommen?
Yeah.
We don't see him hit the ground, but we know he's dead.
we only
Yeah.
see like the sheet over the like mush. Like,
Yeah,
we don't-
yeah, we saw he ate shit. Like,
yeah.
He was
so
just sleeping.
oh yeah, exactly.
yeah, so there was a pool underneath. He was doing a sick dive. He was doing the superhero landing. So yeah, those
Supergirl landing.
So those are all really good picks. It'll be really interesting to see. I don't know. Maybe none of them will die. I'll tell you quick. The other two I was floating around with, or the three I should say. The other three I was floating around with. I was floating around with Euron Greyjoy because they might have the big sea battle and he might like fall to them. But
He's not gonna go out without taking anyone with him.
that and I don't think it will be early. That's why I sort of went with Grey Worm first because I feel like that would, if anything, will be like towards the end of the season if he
Yeah,
dies,
true.
or not even until next season. The other one was Littlefinger. Because he might,
Yeah.
Sansa might sort of be like, no, like I know what you're doing here. I don't
Bitch, you
appreciate it.
crazy.
So, that was another one I was floating around with, but I've been telling Tony, I feel like Littlefinger has one more move left in him because he's
Without a
done
doubt.
so much. I feel like he has one more big power play that's really gonna get him like close to the throne, and then something will happen.
Yeah.
Or how crazy would it be if he like gets the throne and the White Walkers come in and just like kill him?
Yeah.
That would
Oh my
be-
god.
That would be so shitty for him. But I
That
feel
would be
like something like
hilarious.
that is more likely than just sort of doing all that for nothing.
Yeah.
And my third one was Jaime Lannister because it looks like he's in a really precarious position, but just out of sheer hope that he doesn't die, I could not pick him.
Yeah,
Right,
I
I
don't
hear
think
you.
I don't think they're gonna kill Jaime too soon. I
Yeah.
think they're honestly,
For me, it'd
be better writing if they kept him alive.
Yeah, for me, picking Jamie to die would be like me drafting Cowboys players on my fantasy football team. Like,
just
I don't want to root for that.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want to root for it.
Yeah, and
so I
fantasy
can't do
football
it.
is supposed to be fun. You know,
Yeah,
you don't want to look at
exactly.
your roster every day and just get angry.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
like, oh, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Hope you throw 3 interceptions, but I still win my game.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So yeah, anything else, or does that pretty much sum it up?
I'm excited, man. It's been a long time with the delay, but it's
been a
you know
long
what?
wait.
It will be worth it.
It'll be so worth it.
It
I
is gonna be
can't wait to
worth it.
talk about the new episode next week and
Yeah.
figure out actually to see if we're on the right track here.
Yeah, who knows? We
Yeah.
might be completely wrong. It might be first episode, the White Walkers come in and kill everyone in the north.
And then the next 6 episodes are just literally the Night King sitting on a throne, just
Yeah.
like in a still shot looking at the camera.
Yeah, looking at the camera, and then George R. R. Martin like comes in like a walker, like.
And he's like, I still haven't finished writing the next book. When's the winner delayed inevitably?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. All right, guys.
I almost picked George R. R. Martin to die first in that game.
He died spiritually when he couldn't finish his book. So
Yeah. Finish the goddamn books, George.
yeah. But all right, guys. I really hope you enjoyed our show for Game of Thrones. You know, just talking about the trailer, our predictions. You know what we feel like is going to happen in season 7. And so we're going to be recapping the first episode of Season 7 next week on Friday. And so, yeah, guys, remember to subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up. Do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Remember to stay tuned for our other weekly show, which is Real Talk. We just started Season 3, so watch out for that. And, guys, Zach Lewis and Bobby Coulter. So, yeah, guys, we'll see you in our next video. Peace out.